Hello students, welcome to your social class. Today we will continue with the fourth part of the civics first chapter, power sharing, for class 10th. In this chapter we have gone through the case studies of Belgium and Sri Lanka. Both are democratic countries. We have learnt about their ethnic diversity and we have also learned the way these countries accommodated their ethnic diversity, and we have seen the result of their decisions also. So we will start again with the discussion of the results both these countries faced because of their decisions of accommodating the diversities in their countries. What do we learn from these two countries of Belgium and Sri Lanka? Both are democracies, yet they dealt with the question of power sharing differently. In Belgium, the leaders have realized that the unity of the country is possible only by respecting the feelings and interests of different communities and regions. So, Belgium realized that all the communities present in the country should be given equal rights and opportunities and equal share in power of running the government, and this is how such a realization resulted in mutually acceptable arrangements for sharing power, and this helped in keeping peace and stability of the country. Sri Lanka shows us a contrasting example, just opposite example to Belgium. It shows us that if a majority community wants to force its dominance over others, like here it is done by Sinhalas over Tamilians, and refuses to share powers. As Sinhala refused to share power with the Tamilians, it can undermine the unity of the country. It can threaten the unity of the country, as it happened in Sri Lanka. The result was civil war because Tamilians revolutionized against the Sinhala community and the running government, and it disturbed the peace and stability of the political order of country. So this is how we can understand why power sharing is desirable in any democratic system to run the country peacefully and for its proper development, all kinds of. Otherwise, it can disturb the country's environment politically, and it will affect everywhere in every field. Now we will understand the importance of power sharing more through this cartoon which is given here in the textbook. Here you can see a car, and the heading is given here below, Fine German Engineering, German government. And what speciality you find in this cartoon? There are two steerings in the car which are generally not present in any car. So why these two steerings are there? These are for two parties present in Germany, which are the most important parties of Germany, and in 2005 elections were both failed to gain the majority votes to form a government, and they decided to form a coalition government. So despite a deep rivalry, they decided to run the government properly and in a peaceful manner, and they were successful in that. This is the example of that. That is why this cartoon is given, and this description is about that. These two parties, namely Christian Democratic Union and Social Democratic Party of Germany, both were deep rivals of each other, but when they did not find the clear majority to form a government, they decided to make a coalition government, and they did it successfully. That is how we come to the reasons why power sharing is desirable. We can understand to maintain the peace and stability of the political order of the country, as we have seen through examples of Belgium, or we have gone through this cartoon also and saw the example of Germany, that despite having differences in opinions, we can maintain the peace through mutual arrangements. So there are two reasons given here. Two different sets of reasons can be given in favor of power sharing. Firstly, power sharing is good because it helps to reduce the possibility of conflict between social groups. Since social conflict often leads to violence and political instability, power sharing is a good way to ensure the stability of political order. So why? First reason for power sharing, sharing the power among all the groups of the country is necessary because it helps in reducing the possibilities, the chances of conflict among various social groups, and which maintains to peaceful environment of the country. Otherwise, violence and political instability can be the result of not sharing the power. Imposing the will of majority community over others may look like an attractive option in the short run, but in the long run it undermines, it threatens the unity of nation, as we have seen through the example of Sri Lanka, that majority community imposed its will over the minority community, and it was looking like they will run the government in a perfect way, but in long run it resulted in instability of the political order of the country. Tyranny of the majority is not just oppressive for the minority, it often brings ruin to the majority as well. As we can see through the example again of Sri Lanka, that tyranny, the superiority, supreme power of majority community like Sinhala not only was oppressive for the minority community like the of Tamilians, they brought ruins to the majority community of Sinhalas and resulted in civil war. So their peace was also disturbed due to their wrong decision. There is a second deeper reason why power sharing is good for democracies, is power sharing is the very spirit of democracy. This is the second reason given why power sharing is necessary, is that power sharing is very spirit, means power sharing is the essence of democracy. It means democracy and power sharing both are synonyms of each other. This is the gist of the democracy. Actually, this is the essence of the democracy, power sharing. Without power sharing, there is no meaning of democracy. A democratic rule involves sharing power with those affected by its exercise and who have to live with its effects. As we say, democracy is for the people, of the people, and by the people, republic. So we can see that democracy not only is a system of government, it affects its people also. So the power should be shared with them necessarily, and there should be proper participation of the people of the country in the ruling of the government. People have a right to be consulted on how they are to be governed. A legitimate government is one where citizens through participation acquire a stake in the system. So people have the right in the government system to know everything, in the democratic system to know everything what is going on in the government, how they are ruling, on what basis they are taking the decision, and in a right democratic government, citizens through participation acquire the share in that ruling system of the government. This is the right system of democracy where powers are shared with its people, with various communities, and they should be given equal rights through constitution, they should be given equal opportunities, and this is how a democratic system can run successfully and can maintain the peaceful environment and stability of political order, which will help further in the economic development of the country as well. So today we have understood this. We will now know the conclusion of these power sharing system. Let us call the first set of reasons prudential and the second moral. While prudential reasons stress that power sharing will bring out better outcomes, moral reasons emphasizes the very act of power sharing as valuable. So both these sets which we have learned just now, one was why power sharing is necessary to avoid the conflicts. That reason can be called as prudential reason, wise reason. And the second reason, which was said that power sharing is the very spirit of democracy, the essence of democracy, the synonym of democracy. That reason can be called a moral reason. So first, before going further, we will read the meaning of prudential in a proper way. through your book. Based on prudence, based on wisdom, or on careful conclusion of gains and losses, prudential decisions are usually contrasted with those decisions based purely on moral considerations. So, generally, prudential and moral are opposite to each other, but still, they both are necessary and desired for maintaining the peaceful environment of any country, and prudential reasons stress over the power sharing because they bring out better outcomes, as prudential reasons can avoid the conflicts of various communities, and moral reasons emphasizes the very act of power sharing as valuable because they actually maintain the spirit of democracy. If power is shared in a democratic system, it is a true democracy, otherwise it is not a real democratic system. This is how we understand the value of power sharing through various examples. Now in the next part we will go through the various forms of power sharing. Till then you practice the chapter again and go through it again. Thank you for listening.